Today's myth to be busted is a popular one. Abortion is okay from 1 to 12 weeks old because a fetus is not yet a real person. To bust this myth, we have to ask ourselves two things. 1, what defines life? And 2, what defines a human person? So let's talk about life. Abortion advocates often try to make arbitrary guidelines for that exact moment when life begins. Perhaps it's when the brain forms at week 3 of gestation, or when the heart starts to beat at week 4, or when the baby can survive outside of his mother's womb, which is ever-changing and decreasing in terms of gestational age. All living things have a life cycle. Human development begins at fertilization, when sperm unites with egg to form a single cell, a zygote. The formation of this zygote marks the beginning of a new human life cycle. It's not the continuation of the mother's life cycle, but the zygote is a new, distinct life form. Ask any scientist and they'll tell you there are 4 stages required to fulfill the definition of biological life: metabolism, growth, reaction to stimuli, and reproduction. From the moment of conception, the zygote uses nutrients to generate energy, aka metabolism. The zygote, left undisturbed, grows, aka growth. An unborn baby responds to sounds. There have even been reported cases where unborn babies are seen moving away from medical instruments inserted in the womb during abortion procedures. This is responding to stimuli. An unborn female baby has all the eggs she will ever have in her lifetime while still in utero. Unborn male babies are born with the SRY gene. Thus, unborn babies' ability to reproduce in the future is evident while in utero. This fulfills the last requirement of reproduction. The status of an unborn baby as a living being from the moment of conception is therefore uncontestable, as it fulfills all of the 4 stages of life. So, now that life has been established, let's look at the second point. Is a fetus a human person as early as 1 to 12 weeks old? Or is it just a clump of living tissue? To put it simply, the only being that 2 humans can logically produce is a human being. An unborn child is not pre-human. Neither does an unborn child become human. An unborn child is human. Abortion activists may argue that a human is only truly living when he can form and retain his own memories. But this suggests that along with preborn babies not being truly living, babies from birth to age 2, elderly persons with dementia, and anyone who may have had some trauma or illness that affected their ability to form new memories are not really living either. Other abortion activists say that the unborn child is totally dependent on their mother for support, and therefore the human child is not really living. Well, most children are totally dependent on their parents for at least the first 5 years of life. And they are definitely financially dependent on their parents well into adolescence. Again, the elderly and infirmed also depend on others for daily care. So by this logic, these categories of people are not really living either. The simple fact is that from the moment of conception, the pregnant woman is housing another distinct, living, human individual within her womb. To think otherwise would be mythical. So consider this myth busted.